Hey everybody, how's it going? Christian from Treasure Town here, and today we're going to be doing another video on a specific type of error to look for on pennies, and that one is going to be the doubled ear. So often that means that Lincoln appears to have two earlobes by his ear, or it could mean that there's some other type of doubling within or around or near the ear. And there's a lot of well-known ones, and then there's also some slightly known. And the thing is, on the slightly known ones, I'm going to try to give some general tips, but there's not as great pictures, so it's a little bit tougher to present on my end, while for some of the much better known years, there are some better photos. And with those, I can also give a lot of values because there's more established price history. So let's get into the video, and I'll do my best to explain these double die penny errors. So here we have some of the lesser known varieties is what my title for them is, but basically they're doubled ear coins that are not super valuable, and they're not really well talked about, known, and they're about four that are, but I just got these from a website by Jason Cuvelier. And as you can see here on the 1936, there's some examples with doubled ears. You can see some doubling in the 1939. You can also see a slight ear doubling in this 1995D example, as well as a bit around the edge of a 1971S. There's also 8 more that we'll go through. But on the 2006, you see a very slight doubling. This is really kind of advanced cherry picker stuff. With the 2009 here, a slight doubling of the ear. You want to look out for mechanical doubling, but these are not mechanically doubled examples. Here's an 06 as well, where there's a bit of a chunk below the ear, and then here, same thing in 1999. And then moving forwards, we have some inner ear doubling on a 1955, a bit of an extra chip there in a 1942S, a similar thing in a 1942 where there's a little extra outline there, and then finally another chip in a 1955D. So that brings us to the end of the small and not too talked about ones. Now we'll get to number 4 of the big 4, which is the 1983D penny. There's a significant chunk of extra metal attached to Lincoln's ear here, and in terms of values, it's going to be an AU 50 $30 coin that'll jump to $100 in mint-state 63, and then cap off at around $125 for mint-state 65 coins. As we keep moving to the 1997 penny, there's also some pretty notable doubling, and for whatever reason, mostly because the doubling is stronger on these big 4, but also there's just been more publicity, they're worth way more. This one is about a similar $30 mark for AU 50 coins, so that means there's a little bit of circulation, but nothing crazy. Mint-state 63 fetch around $80, and then a really well-preserved mint-state 65 is probably going to be in the $200 range. As we keep moving for a 1984 penny, probably the most well-known doubled ear penny, you see a large second ear, or what looks like a second ear lobe, coming below Lincoln's normal ear, and it's a lot more separated than the past few. And this is a $75 coin in AU 50, $135 in mint-state 63, and $250 in mint-state 65. But there's also examples I saw for over $1,000 in the really high grades, so definitely one to look for, and a really iconic Lincoln penny error. And then our best one is going to be the 1988 penny. The values are pretty similar, but this one is way more rare, so the values are a little bit more untested, and they are slightly higher. However, AU 50 coins going for around $75, mint-state 63 in the $200 range, and then mint-state 65 in the $300 range. So again, there's not too many of these that have been discovered, but it's still desirable and well known enough, and there's some publicity around it, so people definitely pay up for it. All these coins would be great finds, and the big 4 definitely a bit easier to authenticate. With that being said, best of luck finding them, and if you do end up making a find, please, as always, be sure to let me know. Thanks for watching the video. I'd encourage you to like, comment, and subscribe, and if you want to get in touch with me, do so on my website, treasuretownYT.com, my Instagram, treasuretownYT, or my Facebook, Treasure Town. I've got links in the description, and I'll see you on some of my other videos.